All is in place.
The portkey is well hidden.
Perhaps too well. I wonder if the path we've created...
may be impossible to follow. It will only be impossible for one who cannot see traces of ancient magic as I can.
Your ability to see what others cannot will not be enough, Percival. We are entrusting the one who embarks on this path with powerful secrets, with knowledge others will do anything to obtain.
Yes, and if we are correct, Charles, the witch or wizard who completes the trials will have proven themselves worthy of that knowledge, and the responsibility that accompanies it.
We've done all that we can.
That's what you're seeing. The glow that surrounded them.
Yes, sir.
Astonishing.
Can I see magic?
Traces of an ancient magic, to be precise. The magic that Miriam had always believed existed, but could never. Miriam, and perhaps George, died in pursuit of knowledge that has been dormant for centuries. And you, it seems, are the key to understanding why. We were...
It all looks rather different than it did a moment ago.
Someone's coming.
Who were they?
I don't know. But, sir, you shouldn't be in here.
I was right.
Ranrock.
Seems my reputation precedes me. I was beginning to think no one was ever going to visit Rackham's vault.
And why are you here?
No need for that. Just give me whatever it is you found here and we can let bygones be bygones.
Sir, they have the key to the vault.
Choose your next words wisely.
I only meant that the instructions to Vault 12 were quite clear. Sir, I must insist. I was to grant access only to one with the key, and you didn't have them.
I have no patience for traitors. Now,
Who's the traitor?
where
You're
were
insane.
I'm not giving you anything.
Well, perhaps your young friend here will be more helpful.
Vai, segura esse pepino aí.
I know a way out.
Are you all right?
Fine, sir.
I've never seen so powerful a goblin. He seemed wholly unaffected by my
É o
magic.
capeta esse aí.
Where are we?
It can't be. It seems those who set up the pensive, the locket, and the path to both wanted someone with your ability to end up here. Come. We have a sorting ceremony to get to.
Yay.
Oh, good. We haven't missed the sorting ceremony. I'm no expert, but that seems more appropriate. Now,
Yes.
I need to study this locket as soon as I can, but first I must contact the Ministry. They need to know what happened to George and be warned of Ranrock. For the moment, I ask that you keep all that's happened this evening between you and me.
Of course, sir.
Thank you. Ready for the sorting ceremony?
Acabou.
Phineas, Nigellus, Black.
Black.
Prepare yourself to meet the headmaster.
Fig, nice of you to join us. The sorting ceremony's over.
There were complications.
Complications?
It seems the goblin problem
Enough.
has...
Goblins. I've no time for rumors, Fig, and I'm rapidly losing whatever patience I
Time
had
for rumors.
left. If you're lucky, we might still be able to get you sorted this evening.
Dramático. Só botar chapéu na
I'll
minha
be in
cabeça.
touch.
Professor Weasley, we've one more to be sorted.
Welcome. You're just in time. Have a seat.
Ah, yes. A bit older than the others, aren't you?
Eu ouço isso sempre.
You come here with preferences and preconceptions. Certain expectations.
I'm looking forward to exploring Hogwarts and the world beyond the castle and grounds.
Indeed. Much can be gleaned by having an adventurous spirit, but your professors have a great deal to teach you as well. I wonder... I detect something in you. A certain sense of...
Ai, quanta enrolação. Eu só de botar
what
na minha
is
cabeça que eu já ia falar
it?
Sonserina.
Is it ambition? I may seem single-minded, but it is important to go after what you want from life.
Interesting. You've recently learned that you possess a rare ability. I detect a growing sense of ambition, an eagerness for power. Perhaps you belong in Slytherin.
Perhaps.
You belong in Slytherin!
Thank you.
Oh, and one more thing. Due to the unfortunate injury on the pitch in last spring's final, this year's Quidditch season has been cancelled.
Bosta.
Enough! It's not as though I've banned flying altogether. But don't tempt me. You are here to focus on your academic futures. I'm sure you will have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow. I said, I'm sure you all have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow.
Eu não posso nem jantar.
Quite an entrance. It's lovely to meet you.
Professor Weasley, would you be so kind as to show our new student to their common room?
I shall see to
Você
it,
deve
sir.
ser o Weasley.
As I was saying, I'm Professor Weasley. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, Professor.
As Deputy Headmistress, it is my distinct honor to show you to your common room. Right this way. It's quite uncommon for a student to begin as a fifth year. It may be a bit of a challenge, but one I'm sure you're up for.
I can be quite resourceful.
I suspected as much. This is the entrance to the Slytherin common room. In order to enter, one must simply speak the correct password. Aspiration.
Very well. Aspiration.
Well done. Now, go on in and get some sleep. You have a big day ahead of you tomorrow. I shall be back in the morning to collect you for your first class.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoy your first night at Hogwarts. Sleep well.
Looks like everyone's gone. Better head to the common room. Revelio. I suppose some introductions are in order.
It's that new fifth year.
Must be different, starting Hogwarts in your fifth year.
Wonder where they're from.
Well, I suppose. No.
Like that poor man from the Ministry. Did you see the way they just waltzed in at the end of the sorting ceremony last night?
Vocês são muito fofoqueiros, hein?
A little room, everyone. Let them through.
Already knew
None of
that.
them, I must see her.
Can I help you? Ah, you're the new fifth year. I'm Sebastian Sallow. Welcome to Slytherin.
Thank you.
Not everyone has a ministry escort to school.
He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride.
Still, impressive. Dreadful way to go, poor fellow. Glad you and Fig are all right.
Acontece.
It was dreadful, certainly, but quite an experience nonetheless.
Interesting perspective. How did you and Fig manage to escape?
It's all still a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Didn't mean to press. You just get yourself settled. We can talk more later.
What book were you reading?
A spell book I picked up. Has a few interesting things, but not exactly what I was looking for. I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. But not every spell you may need can be found in our assigned textbooks.
Are you saying some spells aren't taught at Hogwarts? Which ones?
Seems I may have met a kindred spirit. That is a conversation for another time. It was good meeting you. Good luck today.
If you do that, you'll lose. Trust me.
Minha querida amada.
Ugh, not going to move there, are you?
Here, watch this.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Checkmate. Told you.
É, devia ter te ouvido,
You
princesa.
should have listened to me.
Yes.
Ah, I know who you are. You're the new Slytherin, the one who barged in with Professor Fig last night. Interesting tactic on your first day, taking all the attention away from the first years. I'm Imelda, by the way. Shame I wasn't with you in Fig. I could have lured that dragon away. My skills on a broom are legendary.
I'm legendary. Oh, legendary.
Perhaps Professor Fig's friend would have survived if we'd had your help.
Precisely.
É.
Perhaps one of these days I'll show you a thing or two about flying. I can teach you more than Kagawa ever could. Speaking of which, I'd like to get in some time on my broom before classes.
Are you a keen Wizard chess fan? You knew that boy was going to lose the match.
Not really. Much too sedate a pastime for me. Also, it's simply not that challenging. The moves are always so obvious. Why does no one else see it?
Não sei, querida.
Do you have a lot of time to fly during school?
I make the time. There's nothing like swerving through the spires of the castle and around the Quidditch pitch to clear the mind.
Goodbye, Imelda.
Nice meeting you.
I really hope we get to see, or at least hear one today.
Fala se não é o melhor common room ever. Na história dos common rooms. Né, Onis?
I think I heard one.
Doubt mermaids find us that interesting.
Yeah.
Ah, based on all the chatter when you entered the common room, I'm guessing you're the new 5th year. I'm Ominous. Ominous Gaunt.
Nice to meet you, Ominous.
Well, you certainly had a memorable arrival.
Well, if I'm going to make my mark here, I had to start right away.
Ha! You're definitely in the right house. Do let me know if I can be of any help as you navigate your first days here, though I doubt you'll need it.
Were you expecting to be sorted into Slytherin?
Most certainly. My family on my father's side are direct descendants of Salazar Slytherin, one of the 4 founders of Hogwarts. Not something I'm especially proud of, mind you. He was obsessed with blood status, a pure-blood maniac. Unfortunately, most of his descendants do not fall far from that tree.
Did that student say he thought he heard a mermaid?
Yes, but I've never heard of a mermaid showing up outside our common room window. It is fun to play along, though. Been known to keep some first years on the lookout for hours.
Thank you, Ominous. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure was all mine. Don't be a stranger.
Is the new 5th year Slytherin in here? Professor Weasley's waiting for you just by the stairs.
Muito badalada. Oi, querida.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a 5th year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary
My
wizarding
owls.
level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you
Cheats,
are.
né? Me dando cheats, me dando trapaças de graça.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way. I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. Do keep up.
Tô do seu lado.
Revelio. Why don't you cast Revelio on that statue and see what details the field guide can provide?
The statue depicts the Kelpie, a shape-shifting water demon native to Ireland in Great Britain, which usually takes the form of a long-maned horse. The largest Kelpie ever reported in the Loch Ness Monster. Yes. The Loch Ness Monster. O grandíssimo. Aí ganhei um óculinho novo. Calma, deixa eu mexer no meu menu. Ah, beleza, é exatamente igual. Tem uma coisa melhor aqui, não? Nossa, esse aqui é maravilhoso, hein? Talvez esse seja o melhor óculos para mim. Lindo.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Tá bom.
Lumos. Revelio.
Ah, good timing.
Me solta.
Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker.
Tá, eu
Your
sei usar
field
fluflames,
guide
solta
contains
eu.
a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Cu. Não me deixou pegar dinheiro.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
Beleza.
You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
Deve ser mesmo.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become Aurors. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain, and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
I am a Slytherin.
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look. The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
I prefer to study in the library. It's always much too loud in the common room.
Opa! Apareceu. Ah, essa chata.
Revelio.
My favorite room in school is the library. It always smells of fresh parchment. Do you think anyone has found...
Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, hello. I'm Lenora. Pardon me if I seem a little distracted at the moment. Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
Uh-huh.
Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it?
I did discover that casting Lumos has an effect of some kind. But I'm not sure what to do next.
Are there other empty paintings like this around the school?
Yes, a few. This entire place is somewhat of a riddle, to be honest. If I can work out the riddle of this one, I'll know what to do with all of them. As good a place as any to begin.
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have. Do come and find me if you stumble on something illuminating that solves the mystery.
Lumos. That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby. This looks like the location from the painting. What could be so special about it? Let's get you back to your frame, little moth.
My house broom was doing me fine for a while.
I knew there was a connection. I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame.
Essa é a Lenora 2? Igualzinho. Você viu, né? Daqui de cima.
Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting.
You did? How?
Com o cérebro.
I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame.
All very logical, I suppose. Pity I was so close to solving it. You have a knack for solving riddles. Natty's good at that too. So is Amit, although he does tend to over-explain. Well, I'm glad someone figured it out.
When I figured it out, and I figured it out, I let's break your jaw. Tuim. Tuim. Bom, muito bom.
Hogwarts always has another mystery to discover. If I don't find a way to concentrate, I'll fail my owls for certain. I enjoy...
É, né? Misericórdia. Não é fácil usar óculos nessa época, não. Porra.
I think they're drawn to my charm.
Tem uma chili beans aqui, não? Quem tá tocando? Toca aí pra mim. O que tá acontecendo com o seu banjo? Bom. Obrigada, viu? Muito boa sua música.
Revelio.
Belas ameixas dirigíveis. Meu Deus, o silêncio.
Revelio.
That life is behind me, I promise. If I could undo all that happened that day, I would. Come now, Annabelle. It was a long time ago.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to go back to the lesson.
Nothing worse than students practicing jinxes on each other in the common room. Can't take a step for fear of having your legs turn to jelly.
Oh, someone prodded a mimp.
Caraca, que feitiço é esse?
And then the werewolf.
Werewolves, where were you? In the Goblin Rebellion of 1752?
And by the end of it, the Minister for Magic was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, what fun! I won't say my goodbyes. I shall cheer for the boy who says you're telling lies.
I'm not telling lies, Peeves. It was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't. It was Basil Flack.
Ooh, fight, fight! It's a bold attack. Was the Minister a boot or the Minister a flack?
Stop it, Peeves. You'll get us in trouble.
In trouble you will be, but you can't give Peeves a smack. She says it's a boot and he says it's a flack.
Peeves, enough. You'll get us all detention. And you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't boot and it wasn't flack, but you're all in trouble with Professor Black.
Revelio.
É um capeta mesmo, né? É só isso, né, gente? Vocês não tem mais nada a falar, tudo bem. Como é que faz isso mesmo? 305. Dois. Quem que é o 2? Graphorn. Cinco. 7. Quadros. Se eu sei contar, né? Claro que sei. Large decorated tables and a secret silver tailor hatch. Wow. Que bom que eu abri essa porta.
In Transfiguration.
Vamos pra aula, galera. Né ou não? Minha querida. Por que eu posso falar com ela agora?
Behind you. There is an
Not.
open seat here.
Oh,
Thank you.
Não é você. Gosto muito de você.
Hello,
Né?
I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm?
Falou comigo.
Well,
Desculpa, minha
it
crush tá
seems
do
that
outro
we are
lado
in
do...
dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Get to place, Miss Dale.
Akio,
Dá essa porra.
that is not bad.
Thank you.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Sim, we love a good summoner's court.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Tá porra!
So why don't we have our newest students start us
Podia
off?
ter quicado na cabeça de alguém. Friendly chirping? Why is he chirping? Is he a bird?
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment.
Meu Deus, ela tá
Now,
assistindo.
think of this like gobstones, if you will.
nervosa.
But instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you.
Ah, eu não vi nada
The
que você
trick is
falou.
to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not a bit more, or it'll fall, yes?
Ela tá
Now,
comendo uma
I could keep
maçã.
talking about theory all day, but practice is the best professor. Show us how it's done.
P-O-P-P-Y.
Excellent control there.
Obrigada.
That's it!
50, né? Acho bom.
Splendid!
Perfect.
Very good. Points to Slytherin. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Vai na saia.
Be sharp.
Viu? Ela nem comemorou o seu ponto, que ela tá torcendo pra mim. Não, não. Toma.
Excellent control there.
Comemorou meu ponto também.
That is how it's done.
No! Oh!
Let us see this. Phew. Here.
A gente empatou dessa vez.
Brilliant.
Brilhante.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Here we go. There we go.
That's it.
São 50, vai. Vou jogar essa bola pra fora. Cool.
Quite impressive. Let us see this. Phew.
Very good.
Vergonha.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
Well done? Empate não é well done. Isso é um ponto só, em vez de 3. Na frente da Pop. Meu Deus. Já foi melhor.
Class is
nessas
dismissed.
coisas.
Gather your things on the way out.
A tie game! It turns out we were evenly matched. Took me weeks to become
Eu tava
proficient with
distraída.
Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Is Ouagadougou much bigger than Hogwarts?
Ouagadougou School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed
Gostaria de ver.
intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Is Ouagadougou a castle like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand?
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans. If
A
you're
word,
so
if
inclined.
you would. Well, you'd be using it on clothing.
After my brother learned the summoning charm, it was constant Accio this, Accio that. Cutlery flying everywhere. Quite unsafe, really.
Imagino. O que você tá fazendo aí?
Professor Ronan reminds me of my grandfather. Loads of wisdom, but a bit mad.
Que gentileza. E aí?
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? And what a close match between you and Miss Onai. Invigorating.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Tá bom.
Revelio. Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Sim.
Hello. You wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
Tá bom.
Revelio. O que a pirraça tá fazendo agora? The fuck? Lumos.
Pra cima aqui? Pra cá não. Pra cá não. Sai da frente. There it is.
Revelio.
Irish Phoenix. Intensely shy bird who can forecast the coming of rain, whose mournful cry was once believed to foretell death. That's emo. Mude. Essa pose aí parece que tá fumando cigarro. Ou eu que preciso de um. Leander.
Is that all you've got?
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year.